February 9, 2004. A snow-covered road in rural New Hampshire. A young woman crashes her car on a dark, sharp curve. She speaks to a passerby. She refuses help. 10 minutes later, police arrive. Her car is still there. She isn't. And she has never been seen again. This is the disappearance of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was 21 years old, a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was athletic, intelligent, determined, a former West Point cadet who left to pursue nursing. Born May 4, 1982, in Brockton, Massachusetts. Raised in a tight Irish Catholic family. To her family, she was driven, focused, capable. No one imagined she would become one of America's most haunting mysteries. 3 months before she vanished, Maura admitted to using a stolen credit card to order food. The charge was set to be dismissed for good behavior. Then, on February 5th, just days before she disappeared, something shifted. While working her campus security job, Maura received a phone call from her sister. After that call, she broke down. When her supervisor found her, she was unresponsive, zoned out, silent. She said only 2 words: "My sister." Later, it would be revealed her sister had relapsed into alcoholism that night. Was Maura overwhelmed? Stressed? Carrying more than anyone knew? 2 days before she vanished, on February 8th, after a dorm party, Maura borrowed her father's Toyota Corolla. At 3:30 a.m., she crashed into a guardrail. Nearly $10,000 in damage. No sobriety test documented. Later that morning, her father learned insurance would cover it. They agreed to talk Monday night about the paperwork. They never had that conversation. Shortly after midnight, February 19th, Maura searched MapQuest for directions to Vermont and the Berkshires. At 1:24 p.m., she emailed her professors. There had been a death in her family, she said. There hadn't. She packed clothes, toiletries, textbooks, birth control pills. Her dorm room, boxes packed, art removed from walls. At 3:40 p.m., she withdrew $280 from an ATM. She bought alcohol, Bailey's, Kahlua, vodka, Franzia wine. At 4:37 p.m., she checked her voicemail. That was the last confirmed activity on her phone. Then she drove north. Alone. No one knew where she was going. At 7:27 p.m., a resident in Woodsville, New Hampshire, heard a loud thud. On Route 112, near Haverhill, her black Saturn had struck a tree. A school bus driver stopped. He saw a young woman, cold, shivering. She refused help, said she had already called AAA. There was no cell service there. At 7:46 p.m., police arrived. The car was locked. Maura was gone. Inside the Saturn, red stains, believed to be wine. An empty beer bottle. Driving directions to Burlington. A book titled Not Without Peril. Missing. Her cell phone. Her debit and credit cards. Several bottles of alcohol. A rag was found stuffed in the tailpipe. Why? Police dogs tracked her scent about 100 yards east. Then it stopped, as if she had gotten into another vehicle. Police initially believed she may have left voluntarily. Maybe she wanted to disappear. Maybe she was overwhelmed. But in 2009, the case was reclassified as suspicious. Was she picked up by a stranger? Did she meet someone there? Did she wander into the freezing woods and succumb to the elements? Or was someone waiting? Cadaver dogs reacted inside a nearby A-frame house. Excavations were done. Nothing conclusive found. In 2021, bone fragments found on Loon Mountain. They were not hers. In 2022, the FBI issued a national alert and created a violent criminal profile. In 2024, 20 years later, an age progression photo was released. Still no answers. This case became one of the first internet-era obsessions. Facebook had launched just days before she disappeared. Online forums exploded. Podcasts, documentaries. In 2017, Oxygen released The Disappearance of Maura Murray. She became known as the first crime mystery of the social media age. Armchair detectives still debate every detail, every timestamp, every theory. On a cold February night in 2004, a young woman stood beside her crashed car. She was seen. She was spoken to. And then she vanished. No confirmed sightings. No phone activity. No trace. Some believe she chose to disappear. Her father believes she was abducted and killed. The snow melted. Seasons changed. But the mystery remains frozen in time. This is America's Unsolved Files. Subscribe for more dark crime stories.